What's up, guys? This video is going to be kind of wrapping up my program here. Um, I'm going back to school and starting some football training. So I cut it a little short, and didn't end it the way I wanted to really, because I didn't really get like a peak or anything like that, or a taper or anything like that. Also like dealt with uh, the back injury that I think I talked about last video, and which kind of like forced me to have a deload right before I was actually planning on having a deload, which kind of messed me up. But um, I still got to hit some good numbers. This was a max effort upper day. I worked up to 365 on close grip board press, um, which was pretty good. Um, Not too bad. I was hoping for a little more, but really not too bad. I'm happy with it. Um, After that, I put on my elbow sleeves to see if I could do any more, but it was kind of the same speed, which isn't too much of a problem. Um, uh, yeah, it's not the worst thing. But after that, I went back down to 315, did a couple sets of three. I think like 3 sets of three, which went well. My shoulder was kind of bothering me at different points during this day, like different points in the range of motion, but not bad. And then I did shoulder press, which it did not hurt on. Whenever I do the like neutral grip shoulder press, it always feels pretty good. Doesn't bother it a whole lot, which is great. Um, the next day was max effort lower day. We did a squat with 160 pounds of chains, which is fun. I like it a lot. Although it like makes it feel way heavier at the top, obviously, but it kind of like, at least for me, it catches me off guard a little bit. Um, Using the monolift because it's hard to it'd be really hard to walk out with all the chains. I think this is my training partner Buck's top set, 375, because we're using a 50 pound, 55 pound stiff squat bar, so it's heavier, a little heavier. This is 315, 415, which went well. Then I did 465, and then 515 or 505. That one was alright. This next one actually I think moves faster than that one, or at least the same speed. A little high, but maybe a lot of high if you depending on who you ask. But um, yeah. So then moved on to block pulls, uh, which were which went pretty well. It 484. I worked up to 660, which went pretty well, moved pretty well. And then I tried to put my suit on, and initially it moved well, but then slowed down because I was losing my grip. This is one of my first times using the figure 8 straps, and I think I got a size too big, because it's kind of falling out at some point. This is the one I'm talking about. It's easier to get it off the blocks, but then it slows down because it started slipping out of my hands. Um, but it is what it is. So then this was the next week. Max effort upper day, we're just doing some benching. I worked up to, this was like, I was trying to squeeze in like some heavy singles before like maxing out, like hit a little bit and then take some days off, but it didn't really work like that, unfortunately. But that was 275, which was his PR. I think it was this day that he went on and he did 285, which was broke his PR by 10 pounds. Maybe it was the week after, but I'm not totally sure. This was 345, which moved well, and then I did 365 again, which moved alright. Not the best that it's moved, but not too bad. And then we moved on to shoulder press again. PR'd on shoulder press. This is 188. Because this bar that I'm using is 35 pounds as well. Using kilo plates makes it hard to figure it out. But that was 232. That was my PR. I tried to do. Could have done a little bit more, but I did two reds on each side because that would have looked cool. Put a belt on it, like made me like almost black out, and I figured like with the weight coming back down, maybe I'd get a little bit of momentum to push it back up. So that's what I tried, but I kind of blacked out after it. Didn't get it on camera. But that was that deadlift you just saw was 551. That was like a 50-pound PR for him, which was great. Kind of came out of nowhere. And then he squatted 455 afterwards, which was great as well. This is 495, which moved pretty good. Not great though. Like it kind of felt heavier than with the chains on the week before. So not feeling the best that day, this day. But then I moved on to deadlifts, 495, then 585 for 2 sets of 1, which also not bad. This was my first time deadlifting kind of heavy from the floor. Obviously I did the block pull, but from the floor it was my first time in a little bit. And then I did like a SBD day, which it was kind of like my quote unquote max out day, which wasn't really. But this was how I ended my personal training that I did for myself. Like I said, I'm going to be moving into some more football training. Yep, but that was 495. Using knee wraps too, which was like my first time in a little bit. So that was fun to mess around with. This is 585. It's not the best camera angle, which is my fault, but this also moved pretty well. Little sticking point. I decided to tuck my elbows underneath me a little bit more, underneath the bar, because I think it was I had it pulling my elbows back, which I think was forcing the bar forward onto my neck a little bit more than it should have. So I think tucking them under actually let me keep my chest up a little bit more, and didn't force my chest down like what typically happens for me. But then bench 355, not too bad. Probably had a couple more pounds in the tank. This was not great though. That was the slowest 605 has moved for me in a while, but it was okay. Yep, thanks for watching. Check out my website for coaching articles and apparel. It will be in the description below. Peace out.